Hi everyone! Welcome to our December Cooks with Books. As we welcome the cold winter weather, we thought we'd show you how to make a nice hot cup of hot chocolate and top it off with some homemade whipped cream.
For our homemade hot chocolate today, we need 4 cups of milk. It could be any kind of milk that your family uses. 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. 1/2 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips or a cut-up chocolate bar. 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of pure vanilla.
To our saucepan, we've added 4 cups of milk, 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, and 1/4 cup of sugar. And I'm using this tool called a whisk to mix it together. Whisk the mixture together until it's warm but not quite boiling. Our hot chocolate's getting really hot right now, so we're gonna add in our chocolate chips. Mix them up with your whisk so they get nice and melty. Our chocolate chips are all melted, so I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we're going to take our whisk and whisk it all together.
To top our homemade hot chocolate, today we're going to show you how to make homemade whipped cream. It doesn't have to come out of a can. You can make it very easily by yourself with just a couple of ingredients.
For our homemade whipped cream, we'll need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
It can be made by hand with a whisk if you beat for a very long time, but we're going to use an electric mixer. And we put our bowl and our beaters in the fridge for a little while before we started. It helps the cream whip up much more quickly. We've measured 1 cup of the heavy cream and poured it into our cold bowl. And then you just take your mixer and mix until it's nice and thick. It takes a few minutes. We've only been mixing for a few minutes, but look how thick it is already. Not quite done yet. I like it a little bit thicker than that. I think that might be good. When you've mixed it as much as you want to, then you can add some sugar. Now, the recipes sometimes call for regular sugar, but I always like powdered sugar because it mixes in much more easily. Just a little bit, you don't need a lot. And a little bit of vanilla. Again, some recipes ask for it, some don't, but this is how my mother did it, just a little bit of vanilla. There we go, helps give it a nice flavor. And then we mix again for just a couple minutes to incorporate those last 2 ingredients. Look how nice and thick that is. And I think we're done.
Now that the whipped cream is done, it's time to serve our hot chocolate. Here's a selection of books that go along with our recipe today, all of which can be found in the children's room. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. Milton Hershey, who founded the Hershey's Chocolate Company, by Sarah L. Schuett. Winter Punches to Nut Crunches by Marilyn LaPenta. The Hershey's Milk Chocolate Fractions book by Jerry Pallotta and Rob Bolster. And No Monkeys, No Chocolate by Melissa Stewart and Alan Young. And all of these books and many more can be found in the children's room. That's it for today. Join us next month for more Cooks with Books.